The storm didn't just break, it conspired. Rain hammered the grimy asphalt of a forgotten back alley, a place where the ghosts of yesterday's happy meals came to die. Behind a shuttered burger joint, a lone figure stood cloaked in shadow in a solemn trench coat. His face, a permanent painted smile now streaked with rain and despair, was a grotesque parody of joy. The clown lifted a white-gloved hand, hesitating for only a moment before wrapping a secret, syncopated rhythm on the rusted steel of a walk-in freezer door. Thump, thump, thump. A pause. Thump, thump. The summons had been sent. The council was to convene. With a groan of tortured metal, the heavy door swung inward, spilling a sliver of dim yellow light into the oppressive gloom. The clown slipped inside, the door sealing the world out behind him. The air was thick with the scent of stale grease and shattered dreams. He was in their secret chamber, a sanctum built from the wreckage of their empire. At a vast circular table sat the other two pillars of their fallen dynasty. The king, his plastic crown slightly askew and his painted-on grin looking more like a Grammys, brooded over a pile of faded promotional toys. Across from him, the captain, his naval uniform frayed and his legendary sea-weathered gaze lost in the middle distance, fiddled with a brittle yellowed treasure map wrapper. The walls were a shrine to a bygone era, plastered with faded photographs of their glory days, drive-thrus packed with cars, dining rooms overflowing with jubilant children, and their own smiling faces beaming from every surface. The clown pulled off his damp coat, draping it over an empty chair. The forced smile on his face seemed to weigh a ton. "Gentlemen," he began, his voice a low, gravelly sound, a far cry from the cheerful squeak that had once delighted millions. "We are gathered here tonight because we are fading." As he spoke, a montage of flickering archival-style footage played in their minds, a blur of birthday parties under golden arches, playgrounds swarming with kids in paper crowns, and the sheer, unadulterated joy they once commanded so effortlessly. We were titans. We were joy itself, served on a plastic tray. Now, we are cautionary tales whispered in organic grocery aisles. The king sighed, a hollow sound that echoed in the chamber. He flicked a switch on a rickety, ancient slide projector. A beam of light cut through the smoky air, illuminating a stained patch of wall. The first slide clicked into place, a sales chart, its red line plummeting downward like a kamikaze pilot. Click. A word cloud from social media, where their names were dwarfed by monolithic phrases like avocado toast, plant-based, and kale smoothie. Click. A graph showing the catastrophic decline in children who even knew their names. "The numbers don't lie," the king stated, his voice flat and devoid of its once booming regality. "We are becoming irrelevant. We've been replaced." Replaced? We were betrayed. The captain's voice boomed, startling them both. He slammed a manila folder onto the table, its contents spilling out. They were spy photos, grainy and taken from a distance. The subject was unmistakable. Veggie Vera, their former protégé, the one they had groomed to carry the torch. But here she was, not in a fast food uniform, but in earth-toned linen, leading a gleeful parade of children through a sun-drenched farmer's market. She was holding a carrot like a scepter. The betrayal stung more than any negative sales report. She had taken their playbook, the bright colors, the smiling kids, the promise of happiness, and sold it to the enemy. A long silence followed, thick with the bitterness of obsolescence. Then a flicker of something new appeared in the king's vacant eyes. Defiance. "If the world wants a new hero," he hissed, "we'll give them a villain they can't resist." He unrolled a massive blueprint across the table, its lines drawn with frantic, greasy crayon. It was a diagram of impossible architecture, a culinary monstrosity of unparalleled desire. "Behold," he whispered, a manic glint in his eye. The Omega Burger. It was their weapon, their declaration of war. Their comeback would be a multi-stage viral campaign, a blitzkrieg of flavor and fat. He christened it Operation Deep Fry. The despair in the room evaporated, replaced by a frenetic, almost unholy energy. The three fallen idols huddled over the blueprint, their heads close together. Their shared failure had forged a new, powerful alliance. Roles were assigned with grim purpose. The clown, with his universally recognized face, would be the charismatic herald of their return. The king, the strategist, would be the cunning mind behind the entire operation. And the captain, with his history of commandeering and conquest, would be the missile, ensuring their logistics and supply lines were ruthlessly secured. They were no longer just mascots. They were insurgents. As their master plan took shape, a silent understanding passed between them. The king, the clown, and the captain rose from their chairs in unison. Each one grabbed a greasy, discarded burger wrapper from the table relics of their former reign. They raised these pathetic standards high in a solemn toast, a pact sealed not in blood, but in the cold, congealed fat of their past. The camera pulls back, their determined figures becoming dark silhouettes against the single, flickering neon burger sign that was their only light. A war was coming, and this time it would be fought to the last fry.